Right now, somewhere in the world, someone is lying in a hospital bed in the final weeks of their life, and they are not thinking about their career. They are not reviewing their achievements. They are not calculating their net worth or replaying their professional successes or feeling proud of how productive they were. They are thinking about the moments they were fully present for, the love they expressed freely and the love they held back out of pride or fear. The authentic life they lived, and the authentic life they sacrificed for approval. The risks they took, and the risks they were too afraid to take. And in the clarity that only arrives when time becomes visibly finite, they are seeing with perfect, devastating precision exactly what mattered and exactly what did not. Buddha called this awareness the gift of death, not as something morbid, as the most clarifying, most life-aligning perspective available to a human being. He said, "Keep death as your constant advisor. Let the awareness of impermanence inform every choice you make. Not to create anxiety, but to create urgency about the right things, to strip away the trivial, to make the meaning impossible to ignore, to ensure that the life you are living right now, today, this week, this year, is a life that the person at the end of it will recognize as genuinely, authentically, fully theirs." The first element of Buddha's no regrets formula is what he called living from your deepest values rather than your surface fears. Most people make most of their most important decisions from fear. They stay in the wrong job because they are afraid of financial uncertainty. They stay in the wrong relationship because they are afraid of loneliness. They suppress their authentic voice because they are afraid of judgment. They postpone their real life because they are afraid of failure. And then, years later, sometimes decades later, they look back and realize that the life they were so afraid of losing by taking a risk was not the life they actually wanted. The risk they were so afraid of taking was the door to the life they were always meant to live. Buddha prescribed a practice for this. Every significant decision, before you make it, ask yourself two questions. Am I making this choice from my deepest values or from my surface fears? And will the person I am at the end of my life be proud of this choice? These two questions do not make decisions easy, but they make them honest. And honest decisions, even when they are hard, even when they disappoint people, even when they require genuine courage, almost never produce regret. Because regret is almost never about the brave choice that did not work out. It is about the brave choice you never made at all. The second element is what Buddha called right relationship, and specifically the practice of loving people out loud while they are here. One of the most consistent regrets reported by people at the end of their lives is this: I did not say enough. I assumed they knew. I thought there would be more time. I kept the love inside because expressing it felt vulnerable, felt awkward, felt like too much. And then the time ran out. And the love that was never expressed became the grief that never healed. Buddha was unambiguous about this. Do not keep love as an internal experience. Express it, imperfectly, immediately, consistently. The people in your life who matter, tell them today, not on their birthday, not at Christmas. Today, with the words that are actually true rather than the words that are comfortable. Because the moment you have been waiting for, the perfect moment, the right words, the right setting, is a fantasy. This moment, imperfect, ordinary, immediately available, is the only one you have. Use it. The third element is the practice of presence, and this one, in a world of infinite distraction, is perhaps the most radical and most countercultural commitment you can make. Buddha said, "The most precious gift you can give another person is your full attention, not your half attention while simultaneously monitoring your phone, not your distracted presence while your mind rehearses the next thing on your schedule. Your complete, unhurried, genuinely interested attention. The kind that says, 'You have all of me right now. Nothing else matters more than this moment with you.' The people who report the deepest satisfaction at the end of their lives are almost universally people who were genuinely present for the people they loved. not the people who were the most productive or the most impressive or the most accomplished. The ones who showed up fully, repeatedly, reliably, for the ordinary moments that turned out to be extraordinary. The dinner table conversations, the bedtime stories, the phone calls were not about anything important. The walks that went nowhere, the quiet evenings that felt unremarkable and turned out to be the ones everyone remembers most. The fourth element is authentic self-expression, the willingness to bring your real self, not your approved self, not your performing self, not the carefully managed version of you that minimizes risk, into your actual life, into your work, into your relationships, into the way you move through the world every day. Buddha gave up an entire kingdom to be authentic. He chose the discomfort and uncertainty of his real path over the comfort and security of the prescribed one. And while I am not suggesting you renounce everything, I am suggesting that somewhere in your life there is an authentic expression waiting that you have been suppressing, a voice that has things to say, a creative impulse that has never been given space, a way of being in the world that is more genuinely you than the version currently on display. Giving that authentic self more space, even a little more space, even in small ways, is one of the most powerful antidotes to future regret available to you, because the version of you that shows up authentically, even imperfectly, even vulnerably, is the version that actually lives. The curated version only performs. And the final element is the simplest and perhaps the most profound. Buddha said, "Wake up." Not metaphorically, literally. Wake up to the extraordinary nature of the ordinary life you are already living. The morning light coming through the window, the warmth of a cup of tea, the sound of someone you love moving around in the next room, the fact of another day, another unrepeatable, unprecedented, never-to-be-repeated day, being handed to you right now. Most people sleepwalk through the greatest gift they have ever been given. They arrive at the end of their lives and realize, with a grief that has no remedy, that the life they were waiting to start was happening all along. Every moment they were not present for was a moment of their one life gone. Every conversation they had with half their attention was a connection that never fully formed. Every day they spent waiting for things to get better was a day of already good that went unrecognized. Do not let that be your story. Wake up now, be here now, love out loud now, choose authentically now, because now is all there is. It always was. And the life you are capable of living, the full, present, genuine, regret-free life, is not waiting for better circumstances. It is waiting for you to finally, completely, irreversibly show up for the one you already have. Save this and share it with someone who is sleepwalking through a life that deserves to be fully lived. Subscribe to Tathagata Wisdom, because every single day we bring you the wisdom that wakes you up to the extraordinary life that is already, right now, yours.